Hey there, Hofstra fans. Welcome inside the WB Mason Coaches Show. I'm Anthony Notarelli, joined this week by head coach of the women's soccer team, Simon Riddiough. And coach, before we dive into what happened this weekend, the big thing, Sam Scorici breaks the all-time goals record here at Hofstra. How special is it for you seeing that, considering you coached her full career here at Hofstra?
Yeah, when we got Sam as a freshman, we didn't expect this sort of output. She's grown as a player, she's developed, and she's a natural goal scorer, and she's worked hard at it, and she wants to score goals, and she's willing to sacrifice herself to get goals for the team. And when it all comes to fruition, it's really exciting to see. She's broken the record now, so hopefully she can move on and extend that record a little bit longer.
Obviously, goals not a hard thing to score, it seems, for your team, but Friday against West Virginia, nationally ranked, what do you think went wrong? It was a 4-0 loss.
It all starts with the first 20 minutes. Against those level of teams, you've got to ride the storm. You've got to accept they're going to come at you. You've got to accept it, put your backs against the wall and fight it off, and we didn't. And fair credit to West Virginia, they played at a speed we couldn't cope with, and they played with an aggression we couldn't cope with. And they're well coached, very, very good team. And unfortunately, we didn't weather the storm. And before we actually got to grips with the game was over. And I thought for 70 minutes we played quite well, and it was fairly even. However, it was already 4-0, so it's a little bit of a fake situation. But you know, it's a valuable lesson for us to learn for as we go forward.
Well, you go from 0 goals on Friday to 9 goals on Sunday. It looks like a baseball score, 9-1. What was the offense? What was going so right with them 9 goals?
Well, I think we want to send a message. You know, I think we were disappointed in our performance, especially the first 20 minutes against West Virginia. And I think the other two teams in the tournament saw that game and said, "Oh, Hofstra's not very good. You know, they're just getting the hands given to them." So I think the girls came out in a professional manner, worked extremely hard, prepared properly, mentally as well, and wanted to prove that, you know, we are a good team. And unfortunately, Indiana State was on the back end of that. But from my perspective, it was really good to see.
With such a drastic difference in goals and in scores, 4-0, 9-1, what's the takeaway you have from this weekend? What do you see from this team? What do you want to work on in practice?
Yeah, it's a good one. We learned a lot more from West Virginia than we did Indiana State. We knew we were fitter. We knew athletically Indiana State were going to struggle to deal with us, and to finish like we did, and to allow everybody to play and get them opportunities to prove they're good enough to be on this team as well. It was good, and I think everybody wanted to prove a point that they can play, and that was the good thing. West Virginia gave us some lessons. We have to play quicker. We have to be a bit more aggressive. We have to have a bit more desire to stop shots and block things. And you know, against those level of teams, those make the difference. Those little inches make the difference in the game. And hopefully, going on to this coming weekend, we'll learn that lesson and make them more competitive.
Well, you mentioned the upcoming schedule. It gets no easier. You have Duke and then UVA, 2 teams who have been nationally ranked. What are you expecting to see from them? Because I know for you scheduled this out-of-conference schedule to make this Hofstra Pride team face a challenging schedule.
Yeah, you know, we're playing against 2 ACC teams. The ACC is the strongest women's soccer conference in the country, and it's there for a reason. They're very athletic, super talented teams. Robbie Church has done a great job with Duke, and they got to the national final a couple of years ago. And Steve Swanson, I think UVA were 24-1 last year. They lost one in the semi-final at NCAA's. So to do that in the conference there, it shows it's a testament to their abilities. And they're both great coaches, legends in the game. And you know, Duke just beat West Virginia 2-0. So you know, that's the level we're competing with. But hopefully we prepare a little bit better. Hopefully the girls mentally are aware of what's going to come, and we can give it a good fist. And if we do that, I'll be proud, and I'm pretty sure the girls will show up and do their best for Hofstra.
Now, I know your goal is not just to win the CAA title, but you always say to make some noise in the national tournament. Is that another reason you schedule such a tough out-of-conference schedule, because you want to see how Hofstra can hang with teams like Duke and UVA?
Yeah, and it boded well for me in 2010. We played BC the first game of the season and got spanked 5-0, and it could have been 10 that day. You know, it's good for our teams to see the level, and hopefully we can adapt. If we adapt, we've got a pretty good team. But good teams adapt and average teams don't. So it's going to be interesting this weekend. But playing this level of competition is only going to make you stronger. As long as you stay healthy and injury-free, which is what we did, we can move forward knowing that we can compete with the best. But it's going to require a lot of hard work, and it's happened early enough in the season that we can actually put in some effort now, put some extra work on the training field, and be prepared, especially for the conference.
Coach, looking at some players on the pitch, last season you lose Ruby Staples, you lose Brittany Ferriel. This season that was probably the biggest question mark with the back line. They've played pretty well for the most part. Emily Agudelo playing out of her natural position as a midfielder forward. What do you see from that backfield that's doing so well?
I think we've still got some improvement to do. Mallory Ulrich has been tremendous for us, and I made a point of stating that this week, and she was probably our top 3 players. She's got just a tremendous amount of desire, and she's intelligent. And we've been fortunate to have Kristen Desmond, who last week was the Rookie of the Week, and again she had a stellar week, and she's added some athleticism and some steel to our back line. So those two have come out very positive. And Emily's like I said, she's a midfielder really, but she's quick, she's athletic, and she's getting to understand the game more and more as we go through positionally. And then the other position is being Ingrid Moyer, who's got some good senior leadership. And we've also started playing Rianne Cleverly this past weekend, who's been injured as well. So as we move forward, it's going to be interesting to see who fits in where. Kaylin Dudley came back. She should be a starter as well once she's 100%. And it adds depth, it adds competition. And when you've got depth and competition for positions, you appear to get the best out of the players, and that's what we're getting right now. So hopefully we can still tighten it up a little bit more and start keeping clean sheets.
Coach, finally, it's going to be a few weeks before you return home on the 19th to face AL. What do you have to do to maybe even split the games this weekend on the road?
Yeah, it's like anything. When you play this level of team, you have to bring your A game. You have to be 100% prepared, 100% physically ready to play. And then you also have to hope that the other team doesn't bring their A game, because if it becomes A against A, chances are we'll win. UVA will beat us. But if they have an off day and we have a good game, there's every possibility that we can win a game. It's going to be hard, but that's why we play the games. That's why we actually step on the field and actually play. I'm excited. I think the girls are excited. I think if we work hard, we've got a good chance.
All right. Anthony Notarelli, head coach of the Hofstra Pride women's soccer team. Simon Riddiough, coach. Thanks for joining us on the Coaches Show.
Thank you, Anthony.